The story opens with a married couple. The husband's name is John and his wife's name is Natasha. Natasha was getting ready to leave for a vacation with her kids. John, however, was staying home. The two were chatting casually when the doorbell rang. A delivery driver had arrived and John went to take the package. While John was busy, Natasha was finishing her packing. Then her phone rang. It was a call from Sam, her secret boyfriend. John had no idea about Natasha's secret affair. Natasha was just about to leave, and before stepping out, she told John that her yoga instructor would be arriving soon and would be using their guest room. John found this odd and wanted to ask Natasha more about it, but she was in a rush. She quickly said goodbye and left. A while later, John went back to work. He was a music producer and was working on tracks for a film score. As he was lost in his work, someone knocked on the door. John answered, and standing there was a strikingly beautiful young woman. John asked for her name, but she didn't reply at first. She simply stepped inside. The young woman looked around and seemed to admire John's home. After a moment, she introduced herself as Veena, the yoga teacher Natasha had mentioned. She explained that she would be staying in the guest room. Once inside, Veena enthusiastically started talking about the health benefits of yoga. John, however, wasn't interested at that moment and politely told her to rest before heading back to his room. Later, John put on some music while working. He turned the volume up, completely absorbed in his work. Hearing the music, Veena started dancing playfully in her towel after taking a shower. She eventually wandered into the room where John was working. John, feeling uncomfortable, asked her to put on clothes. When she didn't listen, he stopped the music and told her to leave the room. Meanwhile, Natasha had reached her vacation spot, a luxury hotel. Soon after, Sam joined her. Natasha introduced Sam to her children and then revealed her plan. She told Sam that once John fell for the attractive yoga teacher, she would catch him cheating, file for divorce, and then marry Sam. Back at home, Veena had gotten dressed and came to talk to John again. She told him how much she loved the house, especially since it was near the ocean. John went back to his music work until nightfall and then went to bed. The next morning, Veena began her yoga session early. John came out looking for something to eat and accidentally caught sight of Veena as she was stretching. Surprised and distracted, he slipped and fell into the pool. Startled, Veena rushed to him and asked what happened. Embarrassed, John jokingly said that this was just his way of taking a morning bath. Meanwhile, Natasha was spending time with Sam. She reminded him that she had deliberately left John alone with an attractive yoga teacher to tempt him. Natasha was sure that once John got involved with Veena, she could end her marriage guilt-free and be with Sam. Back home, Veena continued doing yoga. This time, John watched her closely, fascinated. After her session, they started chatting. John mentioned that he suffered from frequent back pain. Veena encouraged him to try yoga, but John brushed it off. Later, as John was working, Veena came up behind him and gently massaged his shoulders before leaving the room. Her massage gave John unexpected relief, and he felt calmer. He finished his work early and went to bed. The next morning, Veena was back to doing yoga. This time, John not only watched, but seemed to genuinely appreciate it. They struck up another conversation, and once again, Veena explained the benefits of yoga. This time, John agreed to try it. That evening, they practiced yoga together. John tried to follow Veena's instructions carefully. Suddenly, an insect bit John's foot, causing him to lose balance and fall into the pool again. Veena helped him out and tended to him. Because of the fall, John's back pain worsened, so Veena gave him another massage. The next morning, John was unloading some things from his car when his back pain flared up again. Veena quickly came over and massaged his back. This time, while she was massaging, the two grew emotionally closer. Veena seemed ready to cross the line and get intimate, but John stopped her. He gently explained that he was married and couldn't betray his wife, no matter what. After hearing John's words, Veena took a few deep breaths, trying to steady her emotions and control herself. Later that night, several of John's friends stopped by. Since John was home alone, everyone decided to hang out at his place and have a small party. During the party, John and Veena found a moment to talk quietly. Veena shared a bit about her life. She told John that she had been practicing yoga since she was a child, that she went from house to house teaching people, and that yoga was how she made her living. While talking, Veena moved closer to John and suddenly kissed him. John was caught off guard and became upset. His anger flared and he scolded her harshly. Seeing John's anger, Vina quickly apologized, saying she had lost control. But John wasn't ready to talk about it, so he asked her to go to her room. Noticing the tension, John's friend William came over to talk to him. William told John that maybe he had been too harsh with Vina. John brushed off William's concern and told him to relax and grab a drink. Later, William went to check on Vina. Vina admitted that she had acted impulsively, but still felt that John's anger was too much. William calmly explained that John was deeply committed to his wife, which was why he reacted so strongly. Hearing this, Vina finally realized her mistake. She had assumed that John would be swayed by her beauty, but that never happened. In truth, Vina had been promised money by Natasha to try and tempt John, hoping it would lead to his downfall. She had tried several times, but John had stayed faithful. Now, Vina had decided she would not try anything again. Instead, she planned to quietly leave as soon as Natasha returned. Vina didn't share the whole truth with William. She only told him she would never upset John again. After a while, the party ended and all of John's friends left. The house became quiet again. Vina sat near the pool, lost in thought. John came out and sat beside her, apologizing for being so harsh earlier. The next morning, John heard the sound of music coming from the living room. To his surprise, Vina was sitting at his piano, playing beautifully. John was amazed. He had thought she was just a yoga instructor, but she told him that she had learned piano as a child. That same day, John had an important music recording scheduled, but his laptop suddenly broke down, leaving him frustrated. Vina encouraged him not to lose hope. She began experimenting with random objects to make rhythmic sounds, turning them into music. John was impressed and immediately began recording. Vina's natural sense of rhythm and creativity made the music sound unique, and John was thrilled with the result. After the recording session, the two did yoga together. Their bond was now turning into a genuine friendship. To celebrate, they decided to have a few drinks that evening. As the night went on, they laughed, teased each other, and playfully splashed water, soaking each other's clothes. Vina's outfit was completely wet, so she changed, and the two continued enjoying the night with music and drinks. Eventually, both of them fell asleep on the sofa. The next morning, John woke up first and immediately woke Vina, looking worried. He feared that in their drunken state, they may have crossed a line. Vina reassured him, saying nothing inappropriate had happened. They had simply fallen asleep after a fun night. Soon after, Natasha returned home with the children. To John's shock, Sam and Natasha's mother had also come along. Seeing John and Vina together, Natasha's suspicions grew, and her plans seemed to be working. John asked Sam who he really was, and Sam pretended to be nothing more than a family friend. Natasha thought her plan was successful. She sent the children and her mother away, preparing to confront John and use the situation to get a divorce. But when Natasha began speaking harshly to John, Vina stepped in and defended him. Vina told Natasha that she should be grateful to have a loyal husband like John, because even when given the chance, he stayed faithful. Hearing this, Natasha was struck with guilt. She realized how close she had come to destroying her own family. Natasha ended her affair with Sam and chose to stay with John, determined to rebuild their marriage. John's honesty and loyalty had saved their home from falling apart, and with that, the story came to a hopeful end.